Hi and welcome. Today we are going to look at the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. This will involve an advanced level of English, so if you found this video because you are learning English and you are a beginner, you may find some of the other videos more suitable. If you're here to find out about the prologue of Romeo and Juliet, or if you have a high level of English and you want to practice your listening skills, then keep watching. Are you still with me? Then let's get started. First, let's have a look at the form and structure of the prologue. If you count the lines, you will see that there are 14. And as we know that this is written by Shakespeare, 14 lines means in all likelihood this is a sonnet. Let's take a look at the rhyme scheme. We're going to call the first line ending in dignity A. Our second line ends with the word seen. This doesn't rhyme with dignity, and so we're going to call it B. Our third line, mutiny, rhymes with dignity, so we're going to call this A again. And then unclean rhymes with seen, and so this is going to be another B. Our fifth line, foes, doesn't rhyme with any of the preceding 4 lines, and so this gets a new letter. This is going to be C. Life, this is another new word. It doesn't rhyme with any of the preceding ones. This is going to be D. However, overthrows rhymes with foes, and so this is going to be C again. And then strife rhymes with life, and so this is going to be D. If we look at the next 4 lines, we can see they don't rhyme with anything that has come before them, but there is rhyme within these 4 lines. And so we have E, F, E, and F. And the last 2 lines, you can see rhyme with each other. We're going to call those G and G. These last 2 lines that rhyme with each other are called a rhyming couplet. This rhyme scheme, AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG, is the rhyme scheme that we always see in Shakespeare sonnets, and so we can confidently say now that this is a sonnet. In this case, we would expect the rhythm to be iambic pentameter. The word pentameter tells us that there are 5 sets of 2 syllables. You will have come across pent in words like pentagon for a 5-sided shape. And the iambic tells us that the rhythm follows an unstressed, stressed pattern. What on earth does that mean? Well, let's take a closer look. Let's take a look at the first 2 lines of this sonnet. 2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. Let's have a look and count the syllables. 2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. As we can see, both lines have 10 syllables. So now let's examine the stress patterns. When we speak, we never emphasize every single syllable. Otherwise, our speech would sound very robotic. 2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. Can you hear that we naturally emphasize some of those syllables? Let's take a look more closely at which ones. 2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. As you can see, in each line, it is the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th and 10th syllables that are stressed. This is what iambic means. It means that it's the second of each pair of two syllables that is most strongly stressed. So that's the form of the sonnet. How about the structure? Well, this sonnet tells the story of the play in chronological order. First, we learn that the play will start with a fight between two families. Then we learn that the children of these two families will fall in love and then commit suicide. Finally, we learn that after the two young people die, the families end their quarrel and become friends. Why would Shakespeare do that? Why would he tell the audience how the play will end before it starts? Well, why not? Unless you are watching a whodunit, the chances are that when you watch a play or a film, you already have a pretty good idea of how it's going to end. Usually, a film trailer tells most of the story, but you know if you're watching a romantic comedy that those two people who seem so incompatible will end up together. If you read a thriller, you know the good guy will win in the end. It doesn't spoil your enjoyment. In fact, it can make the experience more relaxing. If you're not worried about how the heroine will escape from a series of traps, you can just sit back and enjoy the story. Likewise, with Romeo and Juliet, if you know they are going to die, you don't need to spend the whole play worrying about how they can be saved. You can just sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the story unfold. You should also bear in mind that Shakespeare didn't write the story of Romeo and Juliet. He just adapted it for his stage play. And so people may well have been familiar with the story before they came to see the play. That might even be why they came to see the play. Can you think of any other reasons for the prologue? Shakespeare makes it clear in this prologue that the two children are destined to die. So before we finish, let's examine some of the interesting language in here. The opening words of the play are not about Romeo and Juliet, but about the two families. This suggests that the play will be as much about family as about the two title characters. A grudge is a feeling of anger towards someone who you believe has treated you badly. This one is ancient. It may not even be anything to do with the people in this play. Ancient sounds as if the grudge dates back generations, and the current generations may not even know or remember what it was about. This makes the sequence of events that follow seem even more heartbreaking. Star-crossed lovers. In the past, and actually even nowadays, horoscopes anyone? People believed that the stars influenced our lives. Here, Shakespeare tells us that the stars, or destiny, have decided that Romeo and Juliet must die. And just in case we missed that, he tells us that their love is death-marked. And finally, here are a few questions just so that you can check you have understood everything. You may wish to pause the video here so that you can answer them before the answers appear on screen. And here they come. I hope you found that useful. Before you go, why not check out some of my other videos? I look forward to welcoming you back very soon.